the best offers from FanDuel. You dig? Okay. We are live. ISO, thanks for joining us. This is my second one. I go one-on-one with y'all, and I just want to tell you, I think that we are in the golden age of basketball right now. Think about it. When you think about basketball right now, you think about Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Luka, right? But also, we still have LeBron, Curry, and KD playing at a high level, and we're not even talking about SGA, D-Book, or Fox, and the list goes on. We have so much talent. And you know how we used to talk about, like, well, can this player beat this player of this generation? Now we're seeing like different generations actually playing with each other and seeing the different styles and seeing the older generation adapt to that. So I think it's and then if you think about the in-season tournament as well, right? I think the NBA has added something new and added something refreshing and something that gives a life to the NBA. So I think it takes it to a whole nother level, and the NBA is just in a great spot right now. So around the key, where I pass it to my co-host and welcome the guest, Skip, the comedian, the writer, the man that does it all, the man in tech. Everybody clap it up for Skip. Yeah. I see you got the blue Nike Tech, brother.
I felt like just being sunshine and rose. I was gonna be on camera, so I was gonna take this out the closet, you know, shining on everybody, you know.
You got to, brother. Got the braids done.
It's almost to like Jimmy Jones level. So I was wearing like a beanie with the little silk inside to keep it like fresh because I knew it was gonna be on camera. After this, I'm taking these out. So
yeah,
that's what we're doing.
It'd be like that. I know. All right. So speaking of the in-season tournament, brothers, it's a lot of thoughts going on, right? And I want to know, what is your actual thoughts on the in-season tournament, just in general, just as a whole, going into the actual cup now?
All I know is like all the numbers are up for like viewership, stuff like that. So I guess it's doing what it's told. Like it's accomplishing what the NBA hoped it would. I don't know if I was the only one who saw this though, like 2 weeks ago. I do think it's a little bit corny how much they've been promoting it. There was that video of Steph where he was like, it's not just a regular Friday, it's the in-season tournament Friday. There's no way in hell Adam Silver didn't send him an email saying, please say this to me. But no, it's fun to watch. The courts are cool, jerseys are cool. Down with it.
It's got me caring about basketball more because I'm a Miami Heat fan, and I was watching the other day when they were playing the Knicks. They were up 18, and then they blew the fucking lead, and that loss mattered more because then they were tied in the standings, and now the Knicks are in the in-season tournament. The Heat are not, so it's got me caring about my team more, about wanting them to succeed. And now that they're out of it, I don't care about the in-season tournament personally. But like it's got me caring about basketball more this early into the season, which is awesome to see.
I was gonna say, since Adam Silver loves like real football, like when it comes to they have many in-season tournaments, that's what they call it. I'm not disrespecting football. I love American football, but we don't really touch the foot with the ball. Anyway, like the thing is, like a lot of times the first 2 months of like the NBA season, I don't care about until we get to like as we're getting close to All-Star break, because then everyone like turns it up again to get ready for the playoffs. I think having like literally the whole season is to get ready for the tournaments at the end of like the season, which is the NBA playoffs. And the reason why they're marketing it is they want to get money from not only the playoffs, which is the end of season, but in season, which is the beginning of season. So it's just a money grab. But I think it's people are actually playing. Because a lot of times people would just be messing around and just be like, I don't care. But now it's like everyone wants that extra 500K.
Yeah,
500K. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 500K is always nice. LeBron is going for that. He's a man of money, cheap man. But I think that when you think about it this way, like you said, like everybody's saying, like it's giving life to the NBA. I think the NBA in-season courts are sexy. Personally, I think it's exciting. I think it's every time you look at it, it's the in-season tournament. It's not just a regular game, and you see people out there competing. Like the Golden State Warriors blew a 24-point lead to the Sacramento Kings in the in-season tournament, which is important. And like the crowd was into it. It gave that playoff atmosphere. And not only did they had to win, like they had to win by a certain amount of points. So like even if the Kings lost, if they lost by a certain margin, they would still be in the in-season tournament. So like that makes it even more exciting, like a point differential, right? If you look at Andre Drummond, right? The Boston Celtics were up 30 points and started to do the hack and shack on Andre Drummond. And to the point where Billy Donovan got so confused, he started yelling at Mazzulla, and then Mazzulla had to explain to him, like, yo, bro, I have to win by 27 to get into this tournament. And then Billy Donovan started processing it. He's like, oh, you're right. I just think, do we think that the in-season tournament could be a liability to, like, the league? Because, like, if you're up 30 and you're still having to do the hack and sack with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Who the fuck wants to watch that?
Yeah.
And you're following Andre Drummond for 7 minutes and just trying so you can try to make the quarter. It's smart play, but also like it's still 7 minutes.
It's awesome. It's cool because you get to see like this different kind of strategy that goes into the game. Because if you're winning by like 12, 14 points and it's like 2-3 minutes left, you're going to dribble out the ball usually. But this whole point differential, if you need to be up by a certain amount of points, you want to extend your point differential because in case of tiebreakers, you're going to be scoring more. So there's still going to be scoring in those final 3 minutes, and you're still going to be caring about basketball all the way through. I think it's really awesome.
Yeah, I think the losers are going to find a way to be butthurt about it. Like you saw the Bulls a couple of times. Like I actually love DeMar DeRozan, but they lost the game and he was like, no, like I don't care about the in-season tournament. Like you don't do that. Like it's disrespectful. Like I just think if you're the losing team, you're going to be butthurt about it. And if your team that is winning, you're going to say like, no, I want that fucking money. And everyone's just going to choose whatever side of the spectrum their team happens to go, whatever's on the scoreboard.
I get that it's disrespectful, but at the same time, like if you're trying to win, right? They've done that through the years. Like say if it's a playoff game, right? And you're trying to foul Shaq so you can win a game. Like that makes logical sense. So like if you're competing and you're trying to win a tournament and you're doing something, then you do it. Like,
I mean, it's not disrespectful because think about it. When it's disrespectful in a normal game, it's like, okay, they're running up the score. What they're doing now is no longer running up the score. What they're doing now is improving their odds to win a bunch of money.
Strategy.
There's a reason there wasn't a reason before, you know? So I think it's cool.
They're not only playing against the team in front of them, they're playing against other teams.
Exactly.
So it's like, I think that's the reason why like the in-season tournament games, I think everyone needs to remember what the rules are. I feel like the coaches and the players be like, I don't know why you're doing this. It's like, bro, this is an in-season game. These are different rules. Like we're playing NBA game, but this is for different stakes. I think people need to remember that.
Yeah, and it can even be fun if you're on the other side. Like I know maybe you're just kind of a dick if you're trying to like make sure the guys on the other side of the team aren't getting money, but you could play spoiler. Be like, oh, I want my buddy on the Lakers to get the $500K, so I'm going to make sure that I run it up on the Suns tonight. Or if the Suns are winning, I'm going to make sure that I make sure they don't run it up on us. So they
you know what I do? I'll take Andre Drummond out the game and put straight shooters and just like going crazy. Like, put me at the fucking line. I dare you. But ESPN and TNT are teaming up for coverage of the NBA tournaments, right? And last night we had, I think, Kevin Harlan and Shaq together. And Kevin Harlan was trying to do the closeout, and Shaq was just talking over him while he was trying to do the closeout. And it's been very exciting because Shaq, during the game, he's not even talking about the game. He's just arguing with Reggie Miller, going back and forth, talking about the old days and what he did and how he used to elbow people. And like he's just making up shit. Like I think Giannis went to the line. And he was like, Giannis is just going to make these 2 free throws because I feel it. So I think Shaq is bringing that TNT energy. And I think it's different because like it's also adding another element to the tournament and making it fun, comparable to just breaking down NBA being an analysis. No, it's fun. It's Shaq. So you're going to get like Charles coming on saying crazy shit. And we're not only getting that, we're getting Stephen A. Smith. And you know how fun that's going to be with Mike Wilbon. So that's going to be a lot of energy. He was on crack. So I think that when you see the development of what the tournament is shaping out to be, I think it's just going to be exciting every year, and you can only progress and get better.
We're about to experience real cinema.
Real fucking cinema.
Real.
What do you think is going to be the outcome? Like, do you think that like Shaq is going to like run on the court and do some dumb shit?
Oh, there's going to be so much dumb shit happening, and that's the best part of it. We're going to have memes that are going to hold us throughout the entire season. You don't understand what we're about to experience. We're going to have everything at the palm of our hands. Stephen A, Shaq, we got Chuck running around. This is great. This is real hoop. This is real fucking hoop.
I was kind of worried about it though, because I'm like, it might go left to the point where they're just not even talking about hoop, and then like people are just gonna get frustrated and start yelling at them.
It's funny when the TNT guys do that though, for some reason. Yeah. I mean, I love Stephen A. I'm not the biggest Wilbon guy, if I'm being totally honest. He's a little too old man yells at cloud for me. Earlier this year, there was that clip where he was like, you know, the Pistons are a good team. They got all these guys. They got Cade. And he paused just like that. I was like, bro, like, dude, you have such a big platform. You gotta be better than that. So I hope he does not get all grumpy and doesn't ruin the fun of the rest of the guys.
I love when broadcasters just talk about nonsense. Like that's why I love Bill Walton. He just goes off.
I hate Bill Walton. Sorry. I was watching Syracuse
Cracks
play Gonzaga over Thanksgiving break, and dude was just talking about nonsense, like his like trips through like the Caribbean. Like it sounded like
that's fantastic. I want to learn more about that.
No, not when I'm watching my team. Not when I'm watching my team.
Yeah, he's hobbling on his knees, probably like took some acid or something. I don't know. He's having fun.
Keep
Hey,
that
yo.
man away from the mic.
Hey yo. But so predictions for the NCAA tournament. Who do you want to see in the finals in the NBA Cup?
I mean, me personally, because I got some money on it, because I got some skin in the game, the Boston Celtics. I hate the Celtics as much as the next guy. I hate the Celtics.
You're
but I
gonna
got
see.
money
You're
on
gonna
it.
see them.
You gotta give two,
two
both sides.
Celtics, and I'll go LeBron because again, Mr. Cheapo, he's the extra 500K.
See, that's not what this is for though, because you're gonna see those teams more likely than not going through the playoffs at the end of the year. What I want to see are two good teams, but two kind of like goofier teams, because that's what this is for. Because it's supposed to be competitive, but also it's the NBA Cup. At the end of the day, it really doesn't mean that much. So I want to see the Pelicans, good but goofy team. You know, they're fun, as you guys like to say. And on the other side, I want to see them play the Knicks, just because that fan base. And if the Knicks are there, I just know that fan base, if they win, they're going to go crazy and act like they just won the NBA Finals. And I think they'll know, like, yeah, we're kind of like trolling, but it'll just be funny regardless. So I think those two teams would be the most fun.
I was thinking more of the Kings versus the Knicks. I like seeing Fox going against Jalen Brunson. I think that would be like a really shootout for whoever. And of course, I would want the Knicks to win because New York. But I like that. But yours is cool too.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let me just break it down, right?
Yeah.
Lakers and the Bucks would be phenomenal, right? Because we're getting
That for the playoffs.
no,
Exactly.
it would
Like, we're
be,
gonna
but
get
like
that.
if we get it an early taste of it in the final, we're gonna get like playoff championship basketball, and that's always good for the NBA, right? Lakers, Boston, same thing. Rivalry, Lakers, Boston. You can go out at Jason Tatum, Braun, the future, the past, all that shit. Like that's amazing. Suns in Boston.
I'm okay with that.
Really, really good because
I would take
you're
it.
probably not going to get that in the finals. But if we get a taste of that now, just to see it in some type of capacity and form, just to watch that, especially one game, it's not a series, it's one game where you got to go. It's going to feel like game 7. I love that. But here's where I like to get interested, Colin.
All right, hit me with
The
it.
New York Knicks versus the Phoenix Suns. Could you imagine the New York Knicks beating the Phoenix Suns in the finals?
Oh, New York.
Or not
I
in
was
the
saying.
championship?
Oh, against KD?
Yeah.
Oh, there would
KD,
be
don't you
so-
wish you would have came to the
That's a good
Knicks?
take. That's
That
a
would
take.
be
That's a take.
amazing
I
basketball.
didn't think of that. He also cooks the Knicks too. So if he could have a good game, but if he loses, then we're gonna get like the best of both worlds in terms of like NBA Twitter like toxicity.
Bro, the Knicks haven't won a championship since like the Reagan era. So if you put them now and they win something,
Do you think they would put a banner up?
Yeah,
You think they would?
Hell yeah.
The NBA definitely
then-
wants them to make the
People will put
end
banners
season
up. I
tournament
think
like
so.
exciting, but they're gonna get clowned for
Yeah,
it.
of
But-
course.
That doesn't matter.
I hate the Knicks, but like also like I could clown them for having
What
the
do you
banner.
like, bro?
Miami Heat fan.
Only Miami Heat. Like you don't have a secondary team.
I mean,
The
like,
Heat.
no, not really. I like players, but like,
I respect it. I just had to ask. I was like, damn, you hate everybody, but that's a good fan.
Well, I hate the Knicks, the Bucks, and the Celtics. Everyone
He
else
likes
I'm cool
he's
with.
got a soft
I'm
spot
cool
for the
with-
Utah Jazz, if you can believe that.
fuck Utah.
interesting.
I was trying to stop hating.
He's got a
but-
hard spot for the Utah Jazz.
I'm trying to stop hating, but I'm just saying,
fun.
fuck Utah.
There's no Jazz in Utah. I still find so much comedy in that team name.
What type of motherfuckers move Jazz to
worst
Utah?
jersey rebrand in the history of all sports, in my opinion.
No,
Okay.
I do like
They
the
had
Kings.
sick colorways, and now it's just like yellow Gatorade and black.
Listen, man, I need to start a petition, and we need to change the Utah Jazz name, or we just need to move them as a fucking whole. Because Utah Jazz, they ain't no motherfucking Jazz in motherfucking Utah.
True.
So why are they the
True.
Utah Jazz? And I understand the Lakers. There's no lakes in LA, but it's still the Lake Show, baby.
Well, they were the Lakers before they moved to LA, so I think that's
Well, the
Yeah.
Jazz were.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The
There's
Jazz
no
used to
lakes in LA.
be.
The Jazz used to be in New
Yeah, New
Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah, that one-
Jazz.
they were the yeah. No, they went to Jazz.
Yes.
No, ages ago. Like this is before.
Like they
Yeah.
were the New
Whoa,
Orleans
whoa,
Jazz,
whoa.
and then they moved to Utah, and then the Utah Jazz, which doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying.
We call them the Utah
History lesson.
the Utah Soakers.
Wow.
Wait, what?
He just go.
It's a BYU thing.
What did you say?
The Utah Soakers.
Oh, okay.
Zach Wilson.
Shout out. Shout out the Mormons.
Shout out what? Gio?
Shout out the Mormons. Shout out the Mormons out there.
Man.
Hey, they
It's
got
not-
they
nothing
got,
like-
they
it's
got
nothing-
good
See,
mountains.
It's
good
nothing like
snowboarding
having
out there.
5 wives, you know.
We hear you.
might be a Mormon one day. Should the Lakers trades Austin. Should the Lakers trade Austin Reeves for Zach LaVine?
Yes.
Well, they can't. They gotta wait until
December 15th.
Oh yeah,
It's-
because they
it's
signed into the
January, I
contract,
think.
January
but-
15th? January 15th.
Yeah,
but
90
they-
days, I think.
and they're gonna have to match that salary somehow. I know D'Lo's been like a guy like floating around too, Gabe Vincent. So like, it's not just do you want to trade Reeves, but like those other guys, Reeves is the most like popular option. But I don't know if I like the Lakers' depth so much what they did this summer. I don't think I'd do it.
I would do it because I like Austin Reeves a lot, but I feel like with Zach LaVine, I know what I'm going to get on a more consistent basis with him. I think Austin Reeves will eventually break out, but if the Lakers want to win now, and I know they want to do that because LeBron's getting older, I think Zach LaVine is that answer for another scorer because, hey, AD might get hurt. LeBron might get hurt. It's not a given that they're fully healthy. So add a legit scorer who could actually just put 25 a night. So I would do it for sure.
I think the wrong Chicago Bull person is getting traded. I would prefer DeMar on the Lakers than Zach. And the reason why, Zach is not good on defense. He's not a leader. And a lot of times if it's just about scoring buckets, that's cool. But if it's about like actually playmaking and getting other people and dropping like 20 points, I trust DeMar more. And also him playing for LA, he's from LA. It's just like a full circle story of him coming home to actually win something.
Yeah.
I think Zach on paper, if this was 2K, I love the trade. I get to tell him to play defense. But in real life, he's not going to play defense. And if you're going to give up so much depth for him not to play defense, it's not worth it. Because if he gets hurt, what happens to the depth that you guys traded for? So to me, it's a 2K trade.
I hear you on the defensive part of it, 100%. The only thing I worry about is DeRozan now he's gotten better at it, but he's not a catch and shoot guy. He's never been a catch and shoot guy. He's gotten better at shooting the three, but throughout time, we've learned that LeBron is at his best. LeBron's teams are at their best when you surround him with shooters because of those drive and kick actions. I worry about it won't be as bad as when Westbrook was there, but you have another guy who does damage in the paint and in the mid range. And with LeBron and AD there too, I worry about that offense getting a little clogged up.
And if you move like a guard, like a D'Lo or Gabe Vincent or both, along with Austin Reeves, whatever, honestly, like the Lakers just shift it to LeBron. Just have LeBron bring up the ball because he loves doing that too. He's a point forward, as people will call him. So have him move up the ball or force LaVine to like kind of change his game just a little bit. That he brings the ball up and then immediately kicks it, and then you get into your offense.
I get the theory of adding more firepower and somebody that can shoot. That's important. But I think that what they did, I think Ham has made a good decision to bring Reeves off the bench and run the second unit. I think that's important. I think the chemistry is important as well. I don't know how LaVine will fit into that system. I think LaVine, just to be spot-up shooter, I don't think that's good for him and his confidence in what he wants to do. I get people want to win a championship and the Bulls ain't winning shit. But, like, I think you got to think about the long term in the future, right? And, like, yeah, you get LaVine, but at the same time, like, is it really worth it? Like, because you still got Reeves and he could develop in me. And then you can move him later and he could be, like, a more, like, trading piece. I just think LaVine and his attitude towards the game and what he's doing in Chicago, I understand, like, sometimes you get frustrated and you want to move, but I just didn't like what I seen. And I don't think that necessarily helps the Lakers in terms of, yeah, you want more shooting, but Reeves can shoot. And he can run the unit. So I don't think it's worth even going through that trauma or headache trying to figure that out. He's not – Zach LaVine isn't that good where you have to like, oh, let's do this.
Yeah, he's not a move all, stop what, drop everything I'm doing right now and go get him guy. I think maybe if they blow it up entirely, maybe try to scoop up Alex Caruso if you can. That's a great role player.
Yeah,
obviously well-liked in LA. A lot of success in LA.
They need someone like him. I do think if a team that should get Zach should be like the Heat. I think the Heat would be yes, I know you're next to me. I got you. I wasn't just saying that because you're right there. But I feel like that makes more sense. And just going off of what JBobby said, like, I don't know. I feel like right now it's kind of like the early season jitters for some people. Like, I know people like Clay and other people are kind of getting into rhythm.
Yeah.
Like last year, I was looking at Reeves. I was looking at Rui. I was looking at.
Can I stop you real quick?
What happened?
No, man, let's finish your point. I will go to finish your point.
I got you real quick. I feel like those young guns can actually like help in the playoffs. Like, I feel like they're more battle tested. I feel like they're more focused over the off season. If you feel like something catastrophic happened before All-Star break, you know what? If they have no choice, do it. I believe that team can actually be a top 4, top 5 in the West and go further with that roster right now.
What were you gonna say?
Wait, who would you trade LaVine for with the Heat?
I'm saying for the Heat, like the typical package they had for Dame.
Yeah.
Like
that's what we talked about.
Not Jaime anymore.
Sorry,
Triple J, Jaime
you
Jaquez
don't want to give
Jr..
up anybody. They got to give up Tyler Hero, most likely. Yes.
I mean,
if
you
not
could-
to match salary, just
That's what
to
I'm saying.
give,
It's
they're
not-
gonna want a young, good
Yeah.
player.
you probably do Tyler Hero. Probably
It's Tyler Hero is.
and like picks.
if you say I'm
I
not,
like
if you say I'm not trading Tyler Hero,
Fine,
they're
I'll trade
they're turning off the phone.
All right.
Not
They have,
you.
but they have to
Right.
add Kyle too to like for the
Salary filler.
expiring
Yeah,
contract
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I like Kyle, but
He's shooting the lights out of the ball so far to start this year. I still hate his guts because his favorite move in the NBA is to dribble down the floor and then fall on his ass. But
Flop
he
King.
does. It drives me insane.
All right.
What do you got for me?
No, I was just gonna say, don't let that performance fool you. He had like 15, and then he went cold.
I just like
This-
Clay. So
I like Clay too.
I think he's a chiller.
But like,
like,
I'm just watching
you're
him
a Clay
shoot
hater.
threes, and like, he just don't got it no more. Like, he did some shit when he went up the court, and he tried to like in the corner, and he tried to like launch it, and then he missed, and then he just shook his head, and like, it went to me, and he was like, damn, like. It was like, damn, if this was the old days, like that's what it felt like
that's
to
the
me.
thing about the old
Days,
They
yeah, the
the
old
old
days.
days.
That's a fact.
Clay, it's okay to come off the bench. It's all right.
Whoa, whoa,
No one
whoa.
will
Who,
clown
me?
you.
B?
You're not doing that.
B? Come off the bench. Shout
Hey,
out Melo,
Melo.
man. You deserve more. But anyway, Mark Cuban sells the Mavericks for $3.5 billion. He sells the share. He's still
Sells.
a co-owner,
Yeah.
but he's still making the bag. $3.5 billion, smart business move, businessman. He wants to make money, but I guess he's tired of being the majority owner and he wants to share the wealth with somebody out there. He already sold it allegedly.
Yeah.
right? Did I say that right after he sold it? Or it was sold?
so.
Or
Well,
sold?
he
I-
bought it. He bought it for $285 million in 2000,
Yep.
and he sold like a majority stake in the team. So he's still a minority owner, and he still runs a business operation and still has stakes in it.
He's playing 2K.
So it's like saying, hey, you want to buy this car, but guess what? You're not allowed to drive it. And I
Basically.
decide what kind of
No,
gas goes into
basically,
it. Oh, you
he-
want to take it to the car wash? No, not
Yeah.
without my permission.
he's playing 2K. It's not his money anymore. He's
I mean,
head of
good for
basketball ops,
Cubes. but
and
I
he
don't know.
takes care of everything, and he still has a lot of stake in the team.
I mean, like whoever buys the team, obviously, if you can buy for $3.5 million, you're fine. But they saw it as a business venture that they
Yeah.
can obviously profit off. So it's like everybody wins in that
I
situation.
mean, it's still clout. Like you still get to say, I own an NBA team. But
That's
true,
true.
too.
But I think at the same time, when you look at like Mark Cuban, right? I think people don't really understand that Mark Cuban actually changed the locker room culture, right? When you think about Dallas and players going there and like being lavish and like seeing the TVs and the PlayStations and just having the best facility possible. Mark Cuban was the head of that. That's why people like going to Dallas. That's why people like playing for Dallas. That's why people like to sign long-term contracts in Dallas, because the whole atmosphere and the culture. Even if you think about Mark Cuban, think about it. You don't know too many owners, right? Or even if you do, they're not as cool. You see Mark Cuban there all the time, front row and center, cheering off his team. Even like when they won the championship versus the Miami Heat, they went to the club, they were popping bottles. You knew Mark Cuban was going to be the face of this. Even like in the year after that, when he was in the 2K commercial, like I think Drake was in it and he was like, yo, my team's in Miami Heat, we're gonna win it. And then Mark Cuban had the trophy, like, nah. Like, you feel me? So Mark Cuban is the face, he is a character. You know him on Shark Tank, he is that guy. Like Mark Cuban is a generational type of owner. And I think that we might not see that again, because think about James Dolan. We hate him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not cool at all. And like, I don't know any other owner that I know personally that we think is cool.
I
So
was gonna, not to get you off, I was gonna say there's no Mark Cuban. We don't get for the Clippers, Steve Ballmer. So he's not as cool as Mark Cuban because he just doesn't have that swag.
I know what you
Oh,
mean.
the-
But when it comes to
Yeah.
like being for the players and paying for,
he
stuff,
gives a fuck for
like
lack of a better
he
word.
actually cares. So not to
Yeah.
interrupt
I mean,
you, but
super early. The Suns' new owner. What's his name?
Ishbia.
Ishbia.
yeah.
It's early, but like he's
he has
showing a
potential
little bit.
too. Yeah, he has potential.
He's showing that. But like with Cuban, like he was getting thrown out of games.
Yeah.
He was getting like, because he was getting heated with the refs. He was getting heated for his team.
Ishbia
and,
fought
like,
Jokic last year.
exactly. Like this is what that's what you love to see as a player, is that your owner has your back. And like you saw it with Dirk. Dirk stayed there the whole time. Luka might do the same thing, because I remember seeing a clip recently that Cuban was talking about how his scouts and stuff, his internal team was like watching Luka since he was 15. So he was keeping an eye on him for a long, long time. He's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, with the Hawks, I'll make that trade 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, and I've heard from players who have no ties to Dallas whatsoever. Like, it's not like I'm like going home thing.
Yeah.
Like, none of that. Like, never, like, no connections whatsoever. But they know that Dallas is hospitable. Players
Yeah.
want to play in Dallas because they invented, like you talked about it. Like, it's not just, hey, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna discuss contract. It's, hey, come on over and here's a lobster tail, and oh, do you want a
Yeah.
massage, by the way? And yeah, like invite all your like boys too. Like they
Yeah.
are.
It's a vibe.
said.
All right. Listen, man. This hurts my heart.
It's that
like-
time of year where we shit on a kid.
Yeah.
Third time of day.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Scoot Henderson, you know, we thought he was going to be the rookie of the year. It was high hopes, man. What he did in the G League Ignite,
Mhm.
it was something special, but he's struggling. So I have to ask this question. Is Scoot Henderson a bust? And the reason why I asked that question, right? He's averaging 9 points a game, and he's coming off the bench on a team that's not very good. They're horrible. So for you to be a top 3 draft pick and on a team that's not good, and you're coming off the bench and you're averaging 9 points, not even double figures, and you're struggling as a point guard, it's early, but it's suspect right now. Because even with Wemby, I know I shitted on Wemby. I apologize, but I think that he exploded and he went crazy, and you see where the potential leads them. We know that he's going to be good down the line, get some muscle on him, but with Scoot, I don't see anything yet, especially on a struggling roster on a struggling team. So is Scoot a bust?
I think it's way too early, especially for a kid who he was out for a couple of games because of an ankle injury, and like I think it's just super early, and I think he has a lot of time to develop, and it's tough to be in this draft class where you're going up against guys like Wemby and Chet, because Chet's a rookie too.
But
And
that's not to cut you off. I know you want
Yeah.
to cook, but like obviously he's a rookie.
Right.
So all he has is time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we understand that.
right.
But what we see right now, like, what's the problem with him where he can't get going on a bad team and he's a point guard? Like, you should be excelling in assists at least.
Yeah.
Like, if you're struggling on the side of scoring, then you should be like. It was a no-brainer that he would come into the league and be able to fit in
Yeah.
like a pro. Like, everybody thought that. Like, even with Wemby, like, we knew the hype of Wemby, but we thought Scoop was like NBA ready. He was in the G League. He was with the pros. He developed, like, and he's struggling right now. So I don't understand why that is, but I think it's still alarming to see that.
I think we just have to remember, like,
Alarming,
again,
yeah.
I bring up the rookie thing. Like, yeah, obviously he's a rookie, he has all this time in the world, but like we've been spoiled for a long time of rookies who come into the league and immediately are top 10, top 15. Like Zion and Jai, their rookie year, they were insane. We're seeing Chet and Wemby go absolutely nuclear, being talked about defensive player of the year, maybe even like very early MVP conversations of like top 10 talking about it. And we're being spoiled with that. Whereas a kid like Scoot, like, yeah, he was in the G League, he was the 3rd pick. He's on a bad team. You just got to give him time to develop. I'm sure by All-Star break, after the All-Star break, he'll finally be cooking and he'll get into his groove. I just think it's way too early, and we've just been spoiled with a lot of guys who've just come into the league and dominated, and we're just so used to that. So we expect that from every lotto pick.
I don't think it's a skills gap. I think it's a physique. Because remember, you said he came off an ankle injury, and coming off of that, I think before his injury, he was playing respectively. I don't remember his averages, but
He was averaging like 25, 30 minutes.
but I don't think his stats before injury were that bad. I think him dealing with like an injury where he's going against people that are faster, stronger than him, he's going to have to overcompensate with the leg injury. I think once he learns how to train his body better for the league, we'll see it. I think right now he's just going through the bumps and bruises.
Yeah, I mean, bust is excuse me, bust is a trigger word because people just see that and they're like, oh, and it is like easy to say, like, yeah, he's only 19, he's got plenty of time. But having said that, like, it's very easy to say that what you've seen so far is like on the road to being like, what the hell is going on here?
Sure.
Like, where you're concerning is a good word for it. I mean, the injury stuff happened. I will say though, to like just to make like to play devil's advocate, we keep saying the Blazers are a bad team. They are a bad team, but that backcourt has Anthony Simons and has people just forget that Malcolm Brogdon's there too, and he's averaging
Cooking.
20 plus 5 minutes.
Cooking.
Like there's a lot worse backcourts in the league than those two. And so like he's still trying to like find his way between like those guys. It's not like the Blazers are just saying run free Scoot. Both those guys are averaging more minutes than Scoot this year. So there's a little more to it than just looking at him, but even still, like, I think he's shooting 20-something% from 3, 30-something% from the field. Oh, that's really bad, bro. So hopefully he figures
He
it
just
out.
needs to find a
He's
groove.
fucking airballing. Like, before he got hurt, he was airballing threes and shit. But
He looks so fucking good in the preseason and the summer league. I was fooled too. So hopefully temporarily fooled and he figures it out. But
yeah, time to shine,
Oh,
buddy.
yeah, we got some fun trivia questions. Let me pull it up. Let's start. Can you guys name the top 11 oldest players in the NBA right now?
LeBron, Curry, KD.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. Spitting. LeBron,
Curry,
correct. Curry.
KD,
Hold on. Curry, no.
Chris Paul.
Chris
Chris
Paul,
Paul's on there.
yes. You got the top 2 answers.
KD's
LeBron's
not
I
on
don't know
there.
a lot of these.
KD is not
honestly.
on there. KD's 34, I believe. I'm gonna edit this too. So I can.
Al Horford.
Mm.
Al Horford's 2, I think.
Al
behind
Horford
LeBron.
is no, he's there, but he's 5.
Oh.
Wow.
This is of this year, so like
Yeah,
no
yeah, this is
Udonis
this year.
Haslam.
Nah,
No, he's gone.
man, I would.
That's us, yeah.
Um,
Oh,
is DeAndre Jordan old?
DeAndre Jordan.
he's
no.
one of those guys who's not that
JaVale
old, but you
McGee.
think he is.
JaVale
that's a good
McGee.
pick.
We got he's on there. 36 because there's 3 players tied at 36. You got Al Horford. You got Chris Paul.
Russell
you got-
Westbrook.
No.
Jeff Green.
Yes, old man
Oh.
Jeff.
Okay.
Unk.
This is interesting. These are swingmen type of people.
I'll tell you the teams remaining. You got a player on the Clippers, Heat, Hawks, Raptors, Timberwolves, and Magic.
Batum?
Nick Batum, no.
James Harden, no.
Nope.
Paul George, no.
Nope.
Russ, no.
Morris?
Oh,
no.
Garrett Temple on the Raptors.
Yes, Garrett Temple.
I forgot.
Net
What
legend.
a pull. What a pull.
The Clippers.
I can think of it when you give me the
Clippers?
teams. Let me think.
Clippers, Heat, Hawks,
Oh,
Timberwolves.
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker is the Clipper.
Wow.
He's 38.
Yeah, he played overseas for years. People
Yeah.
forget,
You said
There's a guy in the Heat.
Jimmy Butler.
No, not Jimmy.
but there is one on the Heat.
Yes.
Give me a minute.
We've talked about him.
It's not Duncan Robinson.
Kyle?
No,
Kyle.
Kyle. Yes, Kyle.
Oh, that's a
Kyle's
sneaky one.
37.
And you say in the Hawks.
Hawks, Timberwolves, Magic.
Patty Mills.
Nope.
Mike Conley.
Yes,
That's a
Mike
good
Conley
one.
is Timberwolves. So Magic and the Hawks.
Hawks.
The guy in the Magic. one.
Harris? Gary Harris?
Oh,
No, not Gary Harris.
Australian mate.
Yeah,
What's his fucking name?
yeah,
White dude was on the Bucks. Was on the Jazz.
yeah.
6 man in the air with Jordan Clarkson. I can't think of his
Shoots
fucking name. I know
threes.
exactly who I'm talking
White
about.
man.
Oh, lefty.
Yeah.
Ah,
I named
there.
like 10 things about him. I know who it is.
Right there.
Yo, lefty dog. I can't. It's like I see his face.
I know
Yes.
exactly.
Oh my god. Joe
Ingles.
Joe
Ingles.
Ingles.
Joe
Joe
Ingles.
You
Ingles.
cooked Paul
Teamwork,
George.
teamwork,
Oh.
Joe Ingles.
I was just thinking about cooking Paul George. I
Now,
couldn't think of
We
the
just
name.
did his whole Wikipedia bio. Except
The
for his
guy,
name.
the guy on the Hawks, what played for the Bucks at some point in his career?
Paul Mills. No.
He had the league.
Yo, he's
Real sap.
His name starts with a W. First name. W. Initials WM.
That's confusing me more
W.
because I can't think of a.
WM.
WM.
Hold on. What? 3 and D guy. Yeah.
Oh, Wesley Matthews.
Yes. Wesley
Oh,
Matthews.
shit.
That's the list.
I would never
got
got
this.
that.
All right,
That's
we'll take it,
wild.
we'll
We
take
got a even harder list coming right up.
Damn. If you hadn't said that, I was like, who the hell is WM? I forget that Wesley
it. You know, I
Matthews
didn't know
dude.
he was on the Hawks.
Yeah.
That's,
I forget where
I
he
wouldn't have
was.
gotten that.
No.
one.
That's crazy. I would never got that. That's wild.
All right. Can you guys name the top 10 players in 3-point percentage all time?
No.
Steph and Seth are top 3. Right?
Steph is 10.
Are you serious?
Seth is 6.
I knew Seth was better, but I thought they were both
Steve
higher.
Kerr.
Steve Kerr is number 1.
Wow.
That's right. Yeah.
So we
I
got
know-
fewer
I know my ball,
Steve,
motherfucker.
Steph, and Seth.
Yep.
Chris Mullen.
Chris Mullen, no.
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller, no.
Michael Ray.
No.
How about Corver?
No.
Mark Jackson. That's wrong. I'm
Nope.
not Mark Jackson.
It's gonna be. It's gonna
Dal
be
Curry.
guys.
Dal Curry.
It's gonna
Hell
be guys who
no.
had fewer attempts.
Scott Skiles.
No. One guy, I don't know if he's on the Nets now, but white guy that played for the Nets, shooter.
Joe Harris.
Joe Harris?
Joe Harris. He's number 4.
Hey, Joey Buckets. He's on the Pistons now.
Interesting.
Gets no burn.
We got a Nick Legend on
He's
here.
hurt.
Oh,
We got a Nick
I still
Legend.
defend my boys.
Steve Novak.
Shannon
Steve
Sharp.
Novak.
motherfucker.
Steve
Oh.
Novak,
Discount
number
double
8.
check.
Steve Novak, number 8.
2K legend.
All right.
A lot of white guys. I'll tell you that.
All right.
Shocker.
JJ Redick.
No.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, number 9.
Oh, cause I was like,
What about Hito Turkoglu?
No, not Hito. God, I wish.
damn.
One
The
guy
GOAT.
is I think he's on ESPN right
Peja
now.
Stojakovic,
Peja's not on here. But one guy's on ESPN right now. People
not the
love
bum
him.
Steve Nash.
People love him.
Is he on? Is Steve Nash on there?
Steve Nash. We got Steve Nash.
Oh, we
right?
did.
One guy's
Okay.
on ESPN right
I
now.
think he's on ESPN.
We guessed JJ Redick. It's not Richard
You
Jefferson.
said a
Come
lot of white
on,
guys.
Yeah, he's on
What the
ESPN.
fuck does that mean?
He's an
Achilles?
ESPN basketball
Kevin Durant?
analyst.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
He's a white
Tim
guy.
Legler.
Tim Legler.
Yeah.
that's the guy.
Tim Legler's
I
number
forgot
7.
he was a
Legs is the
shooter.
man. Yeah.
I forgot he was a shooter.
Okay. So
How many people? We
Kirk
have left?
Heinrich.
not Kirk. 3 people left. I'm looking up the
Oh,
players.
Luol Deng.
Whoa, dang.
Oh, dang.
Luol Deng did not miss.
Nah, not Luol Deng.
He said it in 2K.
He said
Sorry.
white guy.
So I have a hint for one
That's what I
guy.
love about basketball.
If you know
sorry.
college hoops, he's the current.
Jimmer Fredette.
No, not Jimmer. He's the current head coach of North Carolina.
The
I
black
should know
guy?
that.
Oh,
My wife. I'm proud my wife is white. That guy.
I think.
What did
he
he
say?
say?
that?
He
What?
said, I'm,
He said that?
Yes, he did. I don't know the guy's name.
Him.
That's all I know about him. Well, I know who it is, so I'm gonna Google it.
I can see his face, but I'm sorry.
What are you gonna Google? North Carolina head coach? Because I told you the hint.
I'm not gonna be able to do like the Joe. Like I can see his face, but I don't got it. One more.
Oh
net.
yeah.
Joe Johnson.
No, he's Yugoslavian.
Oh,
died?
fucking.
You do that died.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
played number
All
3.
right.
He's the-
Petra.
Yes. No.
Petrovic.
Petrovic. Drazen
Drazen,
Petrovic.
Drazen Sad.
Hubert Davis.
Yes, Hubert Davis. Thanks for the
Bro,
Google.
he was like, yeah, I'm
He's
proud of my
Hubert's name is
Hubert's
Hubert.
number 2 and Drazen's number 3. So you have one more.
Wow.
What's the team?
I'll tell you right now. Yeah, hold on. White guy. He
That
played
narrows it
for the
down.
he played for the Cavs, Bobcats, Heat, Raptors, 76ers,
Korver?
Lakers,
Kyle Korver.
Yes,
and
Korver.
a Greek
Kyle
team.
Korver.
Not Kyle Korver.
Mike Bibby.
Not Mike Bibby.
You
He
said
won.
Mike-
He won a
you said
champion.
Mike, we said Mike Dunleavy.
No, I didn't say. No, Mike Dunleavy's wrong too.
You took offense. To
He was
that.
he won the championship with the Heat in 2006.
Oh, Mike
Two-
Miller.
Nope. Mike Miller
Oh.
was
2006. I'm bugging.
2-time 3-point contest winner.
2006. He's
What?
white.
He's white. Oh, he's white.
When did he retire?
He was out of the league in 2012, but then he went to Greece and he won. He left in 2013. Greek Cup champ. That helps.
Damn, other white dudes. There's Jason Williams, but he's not a shooter like
Not
that.
him.
Dude, I don't know.
Let me see.
What's his name?
I was like young if he was.
His
in
name,
prime.
his initials are JK.
J.K. Rowling.
I don't think you're gonna get him.
Jason.
And he was on the Heat team that won in
Yes.
06?
Yep.
I don't
And
think.
he
I
really-
don't think I'll be able to
And
get
he
this.
played?
Small forward.
Is he like good? Like, or is he?
His career stats, he averaged 6.7 points per game,
Wait,
1.7
Jason
rebounds.
Campo?
That's close enough. Jason Capono.
We'll take it. I'll take it.
Hold on.
Close
Good
enough.
pull. Good pull. Good
The
Close
pull.
teamwork
enough.
makes the motherfucking
And that's-
dream work.
That's
once-
the list.
Nah, because once you said JK, I was like, who is white that played on the Heat that
And
was
then I
shooting?
was
And then
like-
once you said
I
small
barely even
forward,
remember
yeah,
that team.
yeah,
I
Because
was
only like
I was
because
8.
live. When I used to
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
live, I used to know like, why is this nigga shooting threes on?
the
Fuck, guard up.
That was it. Hey, you guys got the
Listen,
list.
man. Once again, if you enjoy the show, thanks, Skip, for joining us. As
Appreciate
always.
you, bro. This was
Yo.
fun. Sorry for the N-word use. I just caught that. I meant to say
Nigga.
motherfucker.
Nigga. Okay, fuck. But we out of here. And if you want to get into the betting action, make sure you head over to GameDay.com for the best FanDuel tips or offers. Sorry.